Okay, students, so today we are going to do this source inference question. This source D is in worksheet number 1. Okay, so you must take note of what the source is saying generally. All right, generally it's saying that that there is a lot of gangs of up to 200 Chinese raiding the town almost every night. The police force was very small. All right, and it seems like secret societies were very powerful there. Okay, and they did not, the authorities means the British government did not really control much of the Singapore countryside. So this is what generally the source is saying. And then they're asking you, what can you learn about Singapore in the 19th century? All right, so based on all these lines that I've underlined, right, a very good inference that you can possibly make is that I can learn that Singapore was a lawless and dangerous place in the early 19th century. Okay, remember when you're making inference, do not lift anything from the source. Don't go and copy, don't go and say that Singapore was a violent place. Violent place is lifting because the word violent is there already. Alright, don't say I can infer that there were many gangs up to 200 in Singapore. That's also lifting. So don't lift anything from the source. Right? Inference means what? Inference means making an intelligent guess. So based on this source, right, I can infer that Singapore was quite lawless and dangerous. Right? Then once you've given your inference, right, then you give your evidence. This is evident in source D. Then you make sure you choose the evidence that supports your inference. Your inference is lawless and dangerous, right? So what shows lawless and dangerous? You can say gangs of up to 200 Chinese raided parts of the town almost every night. Okay, and then you can also say the police force, right? The tiny police force kept out of the way. Okay, this means what? The police force don't even dare to stop the gangsters because they were so small. The number of policemen was so small, whereas the gangsters number is 200, more than 200, so they cannot cope, they cannot stop them. So the policemen also were scared. So you must give evidence like that. So once you've done evidence, okay, then you must explain the evidence. What does it mean? When you explain evidence, you must explain how your evidence proves your inference lah. So this means that the British were unable to keep Singapore safe. Right? Even the police were too scared to stop the criminals. Alright, and then you can add on, and you can even add on and say how people would have felt. People would have been living in fear because of all the violence in Singapore. That's what Singapore was like in the early 19th century. Okay, so you got your inference here. This is your inference, and then you got your evidence. Okay, and then you got your explanation. Okay, and that's a complete inference paragraph. So go ahead and take this down as your answer for page 4. Worksheet number 1, page 4. Alright, chapter 3, worksheet 1, page 4. Take it down, and then you can do the rest of the questions in the worksheet. Okay, can students?